This episode is sponsored by the WWW channels and Field of Greens, downtown's best spot for a fresh lunch every business day.
Welcome to Talk About Topeka. We have a great episode for you. A very talented young man from Washburn University who made a music video about what it's like to be an Ichabod. Phillip Brail Watson joins us on the green couch today, and then stick around after that. We'll take you back to see some of our footage from the Kansas Children's Discovery Center. I mean, it is getting to be a great time of year to bring those kiddos out. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of Talk About Topeka, because it all starts right now. Folks, we love to show up-and-coming new talent here in Topeka. Well, you're not necessarily new. You've been doing this for a while. I am here with Phillip Brail Watson. How you doing, my friend?
Nice to meet you. I'm blessed.
Hey, I'm glad to have you on the show. You did the song Google Me a long time ago.
I did.
Put it out there. We were trying to get Google to come to Topeka. You should check it out. It's on YouTube. You can check it out. But you put a new song together here for Washburn.
Yes, sir.
And I think it's really cool. I'm a Washburn grad myself.
Awesome.
And the things that you talked about in this song kind of made me go thinking about things about Washburn. So tell us a little bit about what it's like to be an Ichabod.
All right. Well, being an Ichabod, I love it. I do enjoy it at Washburn, and it's always been more about the staff and my friends there. I've really always enjoyed the staff there. They worked really hard to get me there and to keep me there and to get me the things I need and to help me grow. And when they see talent in me, they try and foster it. And so I've always really enjoyed my time at Washburn.
And how did the idea, how'd you get the inspiration, I guess, to come up with this song and actually turn it into a reality? Well,
what happened was Emporia State, they've got their 150th anniversary coming up, and they made a video for their anniversary where they took a little stab in a rap at Washburn. They said, we ain't got to worry about Washburn, we ain't got to worry about Pitt State, but what we all want to know is, what's an Ichabod anyway? And they took their little stab, and so one of my friends, Brett Johnson, was he wasn't too happy about that, so he tagged me in it on Facebook. He's like, oh, look at this, blah, 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 blah. We should do something positive, and we got Braille, so what you gonna do? So I saw it, and I was like, huh, and I watched the video. I'm like, oh, that wasn't bad. I mean, the song was okay. That wasn't bad. And I heard the little stab, and I was like, well, what can I do? And theirs was really big and grandiose, like real dubsteppy and whoa, whoa, whoa. And I was thinking, I was like, well, how can we outdo that? Because, if it's competition, you always got to step it up, and there's no reason in just doing the same thing twice. So I was like, well, I'll go the opposite direction. So I started thinking about something that kind of sounds like something more minimalistic. And then I had heard that Washburn had black students before most other universities. And I was like, well, I wonder how far back that goes. So as I started looking up some things, and I found out that Washburn, when it opened as Lincoln College in 1856, they were accepting black students and women, which is like 100 years before the Brown v. Board, about 98 years before the Brown v. Board case happened. So that's before the schools were even desegregated. Lincoln College was desegregated, which is nuts. So as I started doing that, I started doing more research and finding out about that. And, I was going to do the song anyway as a response, really because my friend had asked me to. But when I saw that, I felt really inspired to make it what it was.
Real true meaning there.
Yeah. I mean, to find out that kind of history, and I mean, I've never kind of been the type to just I'm not a mob mentality type of guy. I'm not a big go team go type of guy. I like I keep things very close and very quiet with my circle. But I mean, when I found that out, that gave me a lot of just overall school pride, to find out that there was a history there for people like me and people that don't look like me, but people that deal with the same type of struggles and for equality. I mean, I'm like, that's stuff that I've kind of rallied for my whole life. So to see that,
Absolutely.
I was like, wow. This is really a place that really, wow, and I wanted to get that message out for other people.
And that's, when I said, I was like, oh, Braille made a video. This is great. I got a new music video out here. I'm going to watch that. I'm thinking, hey, this is great. This is a new song. And then I'm watching it, and I'm like, I had no idea
that
it was that really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I said. Like, really? There's no. I was like, no way.
I wasn't
was
expecting a moment of really in
Right,
it. I was
yeah.
like, oh, it's about Washburn.
Yeah, it's,
come to
yeah,
Washburn.
go
It's
Washburn.
great.
That's what a lot of people said. They were like, yeah, I watched your video, man. I kind of just thought it was going to be kind of a more poppy thing, but yeah, that was good. You know, nobody kind of expected it to be what it was. I mean, I'm kind of the preacher guy. I'm Reverend Jenkins. That's what they call me in our group of friends. You know, I'm kind of that guy, but I didn't expect to be that guy with this. I didn't expect for that to happen. But after seeing that history, I mean, it mandated that. I didn't have to do much. And some people were like, wow, I mean, you really did something. I'm like, well, no. I'm like, the history speaks for itself.
You took the history and you did something, and
well,
that's what you need to be doing in the world. You know, that's how we need to be remembering the lessons and going back and teaching them to people, because you taught me. I didn't know that. Right?
Me either. I mean, it's out there. The information's out there. I was like, man, people should know this.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
It's huge to the community and even the world. Like, it just showed this tiny little school. You know, people go to Washburn. We have pride for Washburn. We enjoy that. But
it's our school.
What you did was you put a piece out there that just said, "This is why you should have pride in Washburn," and that is pretty darn good.
You know, I got a call from the pastor of First Congregational Church, and he was asking if we could come and perform the song. And I was like, oh, sure, I'll see. I'll talk to the other guys and see what we can do. The other guys that I had singing on it. And he was like, well, do you know much about the history? And I was like, well, yeah, I know that they started, Lincoln College, which turned into Washburn University. And he was like, yeah, because I got that from all my reading, from the research I did before I wrote the song. And he was like, yeah, but do you know why? And I was like, no, I kind of wondered about that, because that was pretty early. That was like really before the big civil rights push. And he was like, well, yeah, he said, well, the First Congregational Church here was a plant from the First Congregational Churches up north as abolitionists to stop Kansas from becoming a slave state. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so it was really, it was not an accident. It was not an accident or an isolated initiative for them to become what they were. They were actually sent here to accomplish that goal as a part of the free church. And I was like, wow, I mean, just more and more revelation about Washburn's and everybody I've talked to that's really enjoyed it has been able to share another piece of that puzzle with me, to where I've been able to really understand really why Washburn University is so important historically. And that's been amazing to me.
Yeah, it's much more than just a school from your hometown.
Right.
It's really a piece of history. Right.
And that explains why Washburn is more of a non-traditional campus, because it's always been that way. It's not just a happenstance. It's always been for everyone else. It's always been for everyone, and completely inclusive, and always striving towards the best for, a more humanistic, type of point of view. I love it. I love it.
Well, I'll tell you, would you mind if we showed your video for our viewers?
Sure, no. Absolutely not.
Well, let's do it. Folks, sit back and enjoy what it's like to be an Ichabod. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, and I hope that you'll remember us when you're all big, and remember us all in Topeka, the little guys.
Give me a call anytime. I hope I get there, but give me a call anytime.
That's Phillip Brail Watson. Check it out, what it's like to be an Ichabod. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Some of you asked the question, what is an Ichabod? Well, we'd be glad to share that answer with you. Purificatus, non consumptus, purified, not consumed. The truth is a fire. If you would aspire to touch it, what horrors would be. From burning off ignorance, no longer figuring steps through the forest of trees. Although they seem brighter when others are firing, burning off points from your team. Instead of that battle, if you put that light on your shadow, what more could you see? In the mid-1800s, a college was built on the promise of knowledge for all of us. To make us, some call us the lesser, a part of the better, while bettering all of us. Our life in the kettle, our fires have tested the metal and subtly altered us. Arose from the pebbles to show how the rubble can ignite the flint down in all of us.
Let the voice of the fallen fall behind us. Let the victory unite us. Every child, woman, man, take a stand as is. I'm told that they don't recognize us, and that shouldn't surprise us. But y'all gonna know what an Ichabod is.
School system before they desegregated. Every step was slated for whoever said that they would take a step to make a greater man or woman better. While the state was red and very painted, let them hate it. They don't wanna integrate, guess we gotta demonstrate. See, without this institution, against the institution, a racial bent exclusion, I couldn't win for losing. And when Lincoln College was sitting on that chop block, that's when Ichabod Washburn headed our blocks. Coinage in that Mario vernacular, that's game saved. That's why on game day you hear us say our namesake. After that he died, that's what an Ichabod Washburn did. So when we give our lives, that's what an Ichabod Washburn is.
Let the voice of the fallen fall behind us. Let the victory unite us. Every child, woman, man, take a stand as is.
I'm told that they don't recognize us, and that shouldn't surprise us. But y'all gonna know what an Ichabod is.
Well, summer is just right around the corner for us, and that means that we need cool things for those kiddos to do. Well, we went to the Kansas Children's Discovery Center and saw some really awesome things, and we even made a music video of our own with their theme song. Hey, check it out. I'm Chris.
I'm Chelsea.
I'm Max.
This is what happens when you give 3 kids at heart the keys to the Kansas Children's Discovery Center. No kids allowed. Check it out.
Problem is here, looks like somebody put some Legos up where your dipstick should have been.
Imagine what we could discover at play.
Discover what we could imagine today. Come with me to where the rainbow ends. That's where a magical journey begins. Serious fun with hands-on learning. Come on, everyone.
I feel like I'm flying.
I'm the king of the world! Whew, she's not lying. I think I lost my pancreas.
Well, folks, we're in the funnest place in the city, and I would even venture to say in the state, and probably the whole world after the amount of fun we've been having. We're at the Kansas Children's Discovery Center. I am here with Executive Director Joanne Morrell. How are you doing, Joanne?
Great. Thanks for that introduction, Chris. We're thrilled to have you here.
Well, it's been a blast, actually. I mean, we've been here without the kids because we came after hours. You know, we didn't want to be in anybody's way or anything, but we've really totally had the time of our lives here, and I wish there was some place like this when I was a little kid growing up. I just know how magical it is for those kids.
Thank you. You know, we hear that a lot.
Would you be willing to show us around the place and kind of explain some of the exhibits to us?
I'd love to.
All right, well. So we're transported inside the Ribbon Playhouse in the toddler area. Tell us all about this.
Yes. Well, one of the first exhibits that you come upon is the toddler grow area. And this fabulous playhouse, Ribbon Playhouse, was designed by founding board member Joanne Harrison. And isn't it fabulous? The kids love it. And we actually have several really good stories about people working on stickers and earning their good deeds to come play in the Ribbon Playhouse. It's that popular.
I love it, and I love Joanne Harrison. I have to throw a plug in for her.
She's great. She's great. So the toddler area is really important because we have all sorts of good creative play, brain development, developing strong neural pathways, and this is a really important age for kids.
Okay, so we're magically transported over here by something that looks like a heating and cooling guy's nightmare, but it looks like a whole lot of fun. Tell me what this is.
It is. This is our fabulous air maze, and on the wall you can see all about the scientific method and the different things that the kids can test in the air maze. But mostly for the little guys, it's just a lot of fun. So, Chris, I'm going to demonstrate, and you try to keep up, okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
Here we go.
All right, so we put it in. Whoa, hey, there we go.
Okay, now we're going to switch directions here. See if you can see where they go now.
Uh-oh. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
How cool. How cool.
Right. So the kids get to put objects into the air maze and change the direction. So they experiment with different weight, size, texture, velocity, and the principles of wind. And there's great scientific learning that goes into it. But as I said, it's a lot of fun too.
Yeah, it is. It is. I would have definitely given this thing a workout when I was a kid. So there are several stations here for careers. Tell us a little bit about these.
Right. Careers is very popular. We have medical, Amazing Me medical area, the vet, the cafe, and then the auto repair shop. And then also financial literacy, Moneyville kind of caps the end of the careers area. So this is a very popular pretend area for kids. They love role playing as adults, and they learn how to change a tire. And you've got to check out the car, Chris.
I'm checking it out right now.
All right, change the oil.
Okay.
Change the filter.
Awesome.
Yep, so lots of fun. You can rotate the tires.
Cool. So this is build area. I see like tools and stuff.
Yeah, it's the Real Tools Workshop, and it's hugely popular. So kids come in here with their adult, and they saw and they hammer, and then
hey, look, it's magic.
Yes, look
very
at
cool.
this.
Very cool. And these are some of the
Look
projects.
what I built.
Do they get to keep these or take them home?
They
with them,
do. They keep them, and then some of the kids want their things to be on display as examples for others.
Sure.
So they leave them here. And kids don't get to do this. I mean, you know, when I was a girl, I went down to my dad's workshop and we did this, but a lot of families don't have shops and workshops anymore. I know my kids don't have that at home, so they get to come here and do it.
So do not adjust your television sets. The color in this room is very vibrant. Tell us a little bit about this room where you get to paint on the walls.
Yes, so the kids have a great time in here. We do all sorts of creative things with paint and color mixing and the science of art, and it is one of the most popular areas that we have.
well, it's darn cool, and you have a lovely painted on the glass, probably the best logo I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's good branding. And lucky for you that I didn't design your logo, if that's what it was going to look like. But we do have a lot of fun in here and great volunteers who work with the kids. And this is really, with the light coming in from the windows and the colored glass, it's always a different experience. And we have different art projects that go on throughout the month and the year that inspire and challenge the kids.
It's just an awesome room. I can't even imagine where the idea was thought of, but I'm sure glad it was.
Well, again, we copied from others, and they said, hey, do it differently, and here's how you do it better. So we have one of the best art pavilion, paint pavilions in the nation.
Right here, you got to see it at the Kansas Children's Discovery Center. Okay, so one of the things that makes this place really unique is the fact that it's located in a city park. So you have a little bit more freedom that you can do things with in conjunction with the city. Tell us a little bit about that relationship.
So we have 4.5 acres of outdoor learning adventure that is a part of the Discovery Center, and we're on actually 9 acres within Gage Park. So it's just a great community asset, and we're so happy to be here.
Absolutely. Let's go outside and check it out.
Okay.
So I totally feel like I'm in the movie The Lion King right now. This is totally cool, and there's more development happening with this area. Tell us about it.
That's right. So the rock climbing area is going to expand at the end of the summer. It'll be 30 feet by 15 feet by 8 feet, and it'll have stratigraphic layers of Kansas with a granite outcropping, and kids will be able to see fossils in the rocks. So it's going to be amazing and lots of fun. And around the perimeter is a single track deer trail that was funded by the North Face Foundation, and they helped us do some of this great outdoor adventure. And just the people who have come forward and the volunteers to make all of this happen. I mean, it's just been a really incredible thing.
This is, when will this area be open? Like when it's all finished?
Right. So we will continue to expand the outdoor learning adventure as we get additional funding and volunteers who help make that happen. And so the outdoor space is open year round, and the water will open June 1st, and the rock area will be completed at the end of the summer, and more to come.
This place keeps getting bigger and better. I love it. It's very good. These are giant wind chimes. I love it.
Yes. And this was an Eagle Scout project, one of about 6 that have helped build the outdoor learning adventure. Really great partnership with the Scouts.
And of course, right around the corner, we have got something that was new last year, which is very exciting. It's the treehouse.
Yes, the Treetop Treehouse that was designed by Chris York. And what an incredible asset to the Discovery Center that came from a Topeka native. So Chris has studied with the world's premier treehouse designers and then built this for us, designed it, and then we had a great team, West Star Green Team, Builder Bees, 2030 Club. They all came out to build this in 4 days. Can you believe that? 4 days.
All made in 4 days. What a cool accomplishment. I love Topeka. What can I say?
I love Topeka.
All right. Well, Joanne, we have had the time of our lives here today. Thank you so much for having us around and letting us play with all the awesome stuff here that you have.
Thank you for coming. It has been great to have you. Lots of fun. Really been looking forward to this and talk about Topeka.
So if you have watched this episode and you haven't brought your kids to the Kansas Children's Discovery Center, you better, or I'm going to come and get you out of your house and make you take your kids here. It's really a wonderful place, and we will definitely be back. Anytime I know the little ones running around, they're going to be coming here.
You're welcome to come back anytime. We'd love to have you.
Thank you.